say to our sisters and brothers in the Arab world that Egypt has a big place in our heart. Even if they isolate Egypt by the internet and the communication, people are in the streets of the Arab world, in Amman, in Palestine, in Lebanon, are marching together like we're doing today in support of the people of Egypt. Long live the people of Egypt!
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 They will not deceive us by trying to crush the revolution or circumvent the revolution by extending this rotten regime, or try to hijack this revolution. The revolution will continue. It started in the streets, and we will continue to support it until they get their strategic goals and freedom of all political prisoners, freedom of all people of Egypt.
Yes.
Until then,
Yes.
we will continue supporting them. And unfortunately now, like in the last 48 hours, regardless of how many people have really died in Egypt, they say over 50 people. Imagine, there is way more than that. It is way more than that. This US media is trying to put us in the dark, and they're trying to show us some pictures that deviate from the real cause of the revolution. They're talking about a few incidents of looting, not knowing that the greedy corporations of America were looting the wealth of the Arab people for years and years and years. They are coming up and telling the US and their puppets in the Arab world to get the heck out of there and let the people govern themselves. They are able, they have the minds, they have the capability, and they have all what it takes to claim their own self-determination. Long live the self-determination of the Arab people. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. What do we want? Mubarak out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Mubarak out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Mubarak out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Mubarak out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Mubarak out. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? حرية 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 حرية. Let's give a warm welcome to an SF State student.
يا جمال يا جمال قول لأبوك. يا جمال يا جمال
Let's
قول
give a warm
لأبوك.
welcome to Professor Mohammed Salama. He is a professor at SF State.
Why are we here? We're here because after 30 years, we have a president who disrespected the principles of his own constitution. We have a president who refused to take a vice president. You know what the Egyptian constitution tells you? You can only run for 2 times. He has been overdue. He has been treating public wealth as if it's his own pocket. He has been creating cronies like you can never believe. He has his sons and his family. It has become the Mubarak royal family everywhere, persecuting the Egyptians. He annihilated the middle class. That's why we have a revolution without leaders. It is the people fed up with everything that Mubarak has done. He has managed successfully to persuade the United States that if he leaves, there's going to be a Taliban in Egypt. This is not true.
This is not true.
He has managed to tell us that somehow, if he leaves, the Muslims are going to be taken over. There is nothing wrong with democracy. Why are we now monopolizing the word? Why have you not, Obama, used the word democracy so far? What is wrong with the West when it comes to giving Arabs the right to be ruled by themselves and to have their own rulers? This is the time for us now. This is the time in our history to prove who we are and to live the life we want to live. There is no future for Egyptian youth. People who left the United States, people who left Egypt and Tunisia, why did you leave? For a better life. There is no life at home.
What do we want? Mubarak out! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Mubarak out! What do we want? Now!
I am here today to express my admiration for the Egyptian people. For too long, people in the West have been making generalization. Many of them are racist. that the Egyptian people are too submissive, that they do tolerate their dictatorships, that do not stand up to freedom. And I think today the Egyptian people are making a lesson for the entire world. I also am standing here today against the Obama administration and the Bush administration. Both of them use empty words and rhetoric about democracy and freedom. Why they are accomplices in the oppression of the people of Egypt. Just yesterday, Obama spoke about Egypt, but he could not utter the word free election for that country. They are trying now to abort the will of the Egyptian people before our eyes. But I have too much faith in the Egyptian people to think otherwise. I also want to remind us what the head of the Middle East Department at the State Department said, Jeffrey Feltman, just a week ago, when he was asked whether the Egyptian regime is in danger. He said, the events in Tunisia are uniquely Tunisian. Israeli newspapers, one after the other, said Mubarak is safe and loved by his people. We are here to tell them otherwise. Mubarak and his family are not mourned except in Tel Aviv. Outside of Israel and Washington, D.C., the Arab world is cheering the fall of that dictatorial regime.
Hosni Mubarak. Hosni Mubarak. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrants out the door. Kick the tyrant out the door.
I also want to say that we should remain vigilant because the United States and Israel are now trying to make a plan in order to achieve succession for the perpetuation of the Egyptian regime without the Mubarak family. The Egyptian people are too intelligent to allow that. They will push ahead and demand full freedom for the people of Egypt. Thank you.
Down, down, Hosni Mubarak! 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick the tyrant out the door! Brothers and sisters, please welcome Richard Becker. He's the West Coast coordinator of the Answer Coalition, which stands for Act Now to Stop War and End Racism. Please welcome Richard. Thank you. And all over the world today, all over the United States and all over the world, people are out in the streets in solidarity with the people of Egypt in their just struggle against not only the Mubarak regime, but behind that regime, the government of the United States, U.S. imperialism. Yesterday, we witnessed a maneuver where the speech by Mubarak was followed immediately by a speech by Obama. And some people could think that Obama was lecturing Mubarak. And in a way he was, in a typical colonialist way. But those were coordinated speeches. The U.S. is committed to maintain the regime. Whether that means with Mubarak or without him, they want to maintain that regime because it is the key. It is the key to U.S. policy and domination in the entire region. We want to see the Mubarak regime fall, and we want to see the Egyptian people enjoy real liberation. One of the most hypocritical things that you could imagine, I believe, was to see Obama, I almost said Bush, Obama and Clinton and the other administration spokespeople saying, we're for peaceful protest, but only for peaceful protest. You can hardly get more hypocritical than this. And the hypocrisy of it was shown by a woman who held up yesterday in Cairo an empty tear gas canister that said, made in the USA. So how can they talk
Continue
with a
with your
straight
last name.
face about being for peace, when they are the ones who have supplied over the last 3 decades billions and billions of dollars with rifles and armored cars and tear gas and body armor and water cannon to that regime. How come they didn't tell them to be peaceful over all these years?
Well, you'd look in the Contra Costa Times.
You cannot get more hypocritical than what the U.S. government is saying right now. Oh Mubarak, can't you see?
You should join Ben Ali.
Oh Mubarak, can't you see?
You should join Ben Ali.
Oh Mubarak, can't you see?
You should join Ben Ali.
Oh Mubarak, can't you see?
You should join Ben Ali.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out. Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Mubarak out.
When do we want it?
Now.
No justice, no peace. No justice,
No peace.
no justice.
No peace.
الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام.
الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak.
Down, down with Mubarak! Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
Yeah, I was, but I didn't know where you were. He's walking around right now.
Down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3, 4!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
Kick Mubarak out the door!
يسقط يسقط حسني مبارك!
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 Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
Down, down with Mubarak!
What do we want?
Mubarak out!
What do we want? Now. What do we want?
Mubarak out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Mubarak out!
When do we want it?
يسقط يسقط حسني مبارك!
Kick Mubarak out the door! Down, down with Mubarak! Down, down with Mubarak! Down, down with Mubarak!
You're doing a really good job.
يسقط يسقط حسني مبارك! يسقط يسقط حسني مبارك!